Welcome back to the Journeyman Save. It's Season 5, Episode 2, as we crack on with the Premier League season today. We started the season horribly, but we played some tough opponents. Southampton started the season relatively well, to be fair to them, so we can take that defeat on the chin, and then obviously Liverpool and City, but to then beat Villa, beat Leicester in the Cup, and draw with Brighton, we're hoping to now go and beat Leicester again, this time in the league. And hopefully, although Brentford is 7th so far, they're having a strong start to the season, frustratingly. But Crystal Palace aren't doing that well, and it's Tottenham. And then Bournemouth aren't doing that well, and QPR are bottom. So there are certainly points to be had over the next few games in Save. Now, obviously, we've just finished the transfer window. If you want to know exactly what happened in that, then feel free to check the previous episode, because I gave you a full roundup at the beginning of what we'd done, and then at the end of what happened in the episode. But overall, just as a quick glance, that. And what can you not see at the bottom? You can't see anything from here down. So Fiorentina and Bolo, then Nicolau was 5.75 to Reims. Or Horace, Sergio Oliveira, 3.2 million Sassuolo. The other two were loans. And then Josip Stanisic to Monaco for 28 million. He just was a squad player. He wanted to go. I couldn't keep him happy, so fair enough. Right, alright, well, we've got 11 days to the game against Leicester, so I won't keep you in an elongated intro. Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save, though. Please do come across, and join me on Twitch and watch the streams of these live. You can see all of the behind the scenes by doing so. Everybody that needs to be registered is registered. We have a squad of 22 to take on the Premier League this season. 22 that hopefully will see us finish in the top half if we stay at Wolves. We do currently have a job application in at... let me check the emails first, actually, before we commit to that, because we might have actually been turned down. Initially, it was the Newcastle job that became available. It was then the Juventus manager, Zinedine Zidane, that went to Newcastle. So, after applying for Newcastle and failing, we applied for Juventus and failed that. And it was the Porto manager that took the Juventus job. So now we've applied for Porto instead. They're currently top of the division in the top flight in Porto. They've won the league for the last 3 straight seasons, and rather understandably, it's a job I'd very much like. Unfortunately, though, Vitor Pereira is currently favourite for it, and he's unemployed. So if he takes that job, there isn't another subsequent job to become available, and we stay at Wolves. But we'll play it by ear through the rest of the season. I am absolutely open to moving clubs. It is a journeyman at the end of the day, and you never know, we might end up moving clubs. Did my Porto job application get rejected yesterday, did it? Porto. Ah, fuck, it did. Okay, I'm not going to Porto either. Never mind then. Right, Wolves versus Leicester. 14th versus 15th. Both sides will certainly have ambitions being further up in the league table. I need to select my 11, because we just reset everything for the international break. So we had some suspensions as well. Came from that game against Leicester in the Cup, actually, as it happens. Pinheiro, the centre-back. But he's continually growing. Actually, whilst he was, of course, ineligible for the first team, he's made his Argentina debut at 18 years of age as well. So he's in the starting lineup considerably frequently this season now, I think. A new centre-back pairing of Pinheiro and Salisu, hopefully, will help lead us to great things this year. Johnny has been my go-to left-back in this save so far. He is starting to decline a little bit. There was a few more downwards arrows on that in the not-too-recent past, but we'll whack him in at full-back. I could play Nuno Tavares. To be fair, I probably should play Nuno Tavares if Johnny's not the future, but to be fair, Nuno Tavares isn't the future either. Pinheiro can play at left-back, and he is very, very physical and got good pace, etc. But he's not so good in possession, so I'm definitely going to continue to use him as a left-back. The decision we've had to make, basically, is who starts where. Does McAllister start... Oh, it's the deep line playmaker first, lol. Does McAllister start deeper and Fidalgo start further up? Or does Fidalgo start deeper and McAllister starts further up? And the answer has rather evidently been, because of McAllister's significantly better tackling of 14 compared to Fidalgo's 5. I think Fidalgo's probably going to start there, to be honest. I'll play him as the attacking midfielder because we do have the deep line playmaker. Unless maybe I make him an advanced playmaker in support, and then change McAllister to a box-to-box or something of that nature. And then on the left-hand side, to be fair to him, Ricardo Horta has been decent so far, but Nuno Santos has put in a couple of good performances in recent games, so he'll continue there. And, I mean, Fabio Silva picks himself at the minute, as he is by far the best player in the entire squad. We have plenty of fantastic options, though, in rotation, so we don't have to worry about anything when it comes to options off the bench. To be fair, I am sorely tempted, that I'm going to play Ndombele ahead of Mazraoui, just because of Ndombele's ability to be a little bit more physical and agile in that central area. He might not be as bullish as Al Mazraoui, but I think he's probably better to an overall positive performance. And will add more to the attack than doing just the defending. You can see Leicester's starting lineup there. Above me, Barcelona have just taken a 1-0 lead against Manchester United. Hopefully, we can make the most of our home advantage here. And fingers crossed, a result will come. Vegas with a throw for Leicester. Harvey Barnes. Richarlison always squeezed under the keeper. He's not scoring for Spurs IRL. But he's bagged for Leicester in the Premier League here, away from home. Nuno Santos delivers well. McAllister. Bury it, please, Alexis. Thank you, sunshine. Top corner. That's why Alexis McAllister was bought from Brighton, because he's bloody good. Not a great result. Oh, but not a bad one either. But there is a highlight at the very death here. Although, if it starts like that, you hesitate to think it might end with a Leicester chance. Danso with a mistake. Pinheiro not to make a similar misdemeanour. James Maddison back to Teatu, who's a centre-back we were interested in the summer. Went with Salisu instead. I think Teatu wasn't interested in coming to us, actually. Pellegrini to Bashali. I don't like the way Leicester are building this. I've got a horrible feeling this might end up in the back of the net, and Leicester might win it. They've got an overload at the back post here. Pellegrini delivers. Oh, it was scrambled. Scrambled at best, clear. And Ndombele pounces, though, full-time whistle goes. It'll be 1-1. Like I say, I'll take the point. Fabio Silva is now only a 4-star player, not a 4.5-star. I don't know whether that's because of growth of other players in the squad or his slight decline as a player. It doesn't look like he's declining at all, but he's only scored 1 goal in 6 games so far this season, so I might like him to start actually putting the ball in the back of the net, if you don't mind. Brentford have Keane Lewis-Potter, stands out as a player in their starting lineup. Aaron Hickey will be decent at fullback. Adarabioyo will be solid at centre-back, certainly. But that starting 11 isn't necessarily scary for them, is it? That's what Keane Lewis-Potter said. He was the standout star in their team, and proving so, 5th goal of the season for him, and Bradford take an early 1-0 lead. Playing a positive hasn't really benefited us so far this season. Keane Lewis-Potter's having oh god, and there's an immediate highlight. That's never good after you've just conceded a goal. If they go back to back, I'll be devastated. What's the betting? We try and play some similar level football of our own, and it doesn't lead to a goal. Fabio Silva's in behind. It does lead to a goal. Fabio Silva scores. Well, I complained on the way into the game that he's only scored 1 in 6. Make that 2 in 7. That didn't take long, did it? And encourage. Maybe it's because we don't have the deep line playmaker anymore. Maybe that's why it's not quite working in possession. I'll take a point against the team that have started the season well, although they had lost their last 2. But we got a bit of luck with the rebound for Fabio Silva. But 5 goals in 7 games for Keane Lewis-Potter so far this year is certainly decent. And he's been a regular performer in the Premier League as well. So fair play to him. I'm gonna have a slight tweak of things tactically, I think. So fingers crossed we can do it. Tomic is going to step in for the now injured for quite a while. Fabio Silva, a few weeks. So it might be Tomic's time, it might not be Tomic's time. If it's not Tomic's time, then it's Tony time. We shall wait and see what happens. They have Benjamin Šeško up top, which is going to be a challenge at the very least. Anthony with a switch. Nuno Santos can't win the header, but Johnny will recover possession. And here come Wolves again. Go on, Johnny San! Salisu. Anthony might be about to do something. Tomic! It's Jovan Tomic's time! Is he onside? I'm not sure. It's a brilliant finish, though. His first goal for the club in the 40th minute against Aston Villa. Maybe this was the break that he needed in his career. With Fabio Silva ahead of him, I don't know how he's going to be playing too much, but knowing that we can potentially rely on him should we need to is brilliant. Jovan Tomic gives us a 1-0 lead in the cup. Lovely. Square it, square it, square it. Tomic! It's Jovan Tomic's time! 2-0 Wolves! We might be going on a bit of a Carabao Cup run here. This is why we stuck with a similar starting lineup. To try and get some consistency into the team. It's a good goal. Great cross, good header. Fair play, Salzburg. Conor Gallagher's bagged one. Alright, game on again then. The Salzburg score a good goal. So do Aston Villa, annoyingly. Challenge. Not sure what the goalkeeper's doing there. He appears to have just fallen over underneath the ball. Need to see that replay. Maybe it took a deflection. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on De Gea here. I think he's just made a bit of a poor mistake there. He's fallen over before the ball's even gotten to him. Cheers, Match Engine. Dodgy goalkeeper animations have messed us up on FIFA, and now they're starting to do the same on Football Manager as well. Not sure about that, mate. Let Fidel go on. It'll go to pens, won't it? So maybe Tony for Tomic. Where's the pick your spot and just stick to it? Just be confident and do your best, that's all I'll say. Everybody's calm ahead of the penalty shootout. It's Villa first. Bailey. Bugger. Tony, we brought you off the bench specifically to take this penalty, so thank you for burying it. No FIFA today, Ollie. FIFA tomorrow. Sheshko didn't really do much in the actual game itself, but from the spot does his job very well. And he's given it one to the fans as well. Alexis McAllister, one of the best players in the squad, one of our biggest signings of the save, let alone just our time at Wolves, although Wolves is really the only side we've had the capability to sign players of his calibre at. It's 2-2. Shan, the man that scored the second goal that took us to penalties in the first place, has his saved by David De Gea. Carles Alenia, former La Masia prospect. Barcelona man calmly strokes it into the bottom corner. In a typical Barcelona way, passing it into the bottom corner of the net. Louis Barry from the spot. Buries it nicely, bottom left-hand corner as well. De Gea went the right way but couldn't get there. Ricardo Horta. He and Anthony have both been very hit and miss as wingers for me, but he's buried his penalty nicely. And if Villa miss, they're out. They need to score to stay in it. It's Disasi, the centre-back, to take the penalty for them. I don't know whether he's got good pens or not, Disasi. He's just run straight up and smacked it in the bottom corner, though, and he's given it a good old fucking fist pump to the fans. Right, who was fifth for me? Thiago Santos. Our new right-back with higher composure. That's why we put him on the fifth penalty. Is that decision going to be justified here by him burying the spot kick in the bottom corner? Hopefully. Yes, it is. We're through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Thank you, Thiago. We should never have let them come back into it, but we'll keep morale up by saying very well done. And up next, Crystal Palace in 2 days' time. Tomic played so well at striker. I'll give him the game at striker. Why not? We'll give him the game at striker. If he doesn't cut it there, then rather than take him off, I'll move him out wide and bring Tony on up top. And we'll use Tomic as the right-sided winger. But against Crystal Palace, hopefully, we can have a good game. Odsonne Edouard was very good last season, though. And we're going to certainly have to play well to keep him out here. But, I mean, we're on a run of 5 games undefeated in all competitions. So, let's keep that going if we can. Is he going to give a pen for that? Ooh, I don't know about that, mate. It will go to VAR, but you have the feeling this is going to get given. Not sure about that. That looked like a fairly average challenge from Alexis McAllister. And, well, the man we said we wanted to keep out, we have just kept out. David De Gea! The wise old fox! Nuno Santos. Good run by Fidalgo. Tony's in the middle and he's onside for the time being. Fidalgo needs support. Or bang that. Yes, Alexis! Oh, it's being pulled back. No, Tony wasn't offside. Tony was onside. Tony wasn't even involved in the play. Or was he in the way as the shot came in? No, goal awarded! Yes! We're going to win it late on in the 87th minute. Tony's in the middle here. And he's definitely onside because of this guy here. And as the cross comes in, he's right in front of the goalkeeper. But I think Joe Gomez plays him onside. So it doesn't matter whether he's in the goalkeeper's line of sight or not. 1-0 Wolves. And waste all of the time, please. I need to take set pieces off, don't I? I need to remember to do that next time. Really solid. Well done, lads. Absolutely fantastic to get the win there late on. Pleased with that. Very pleased with that. Up the Wolves. Tottenham away is a game that we will lose. Regardless of their indifferent start to the season. If they continue to have an indifferent start to the season, it might be a job that I'd apply for should it become available. But I don't think it's a game that we, with our squad, would be expecting to win. Or even avoid defeat in. I'd certainly expect to lose this. We'll see how it goes. I'm in being a little bit confident, but we're trying to take advantage of their poorer start to the season. But, I mean, they've still got Carnesecchi in goal. They've still got Scalvini and Romero at the back. We've still got Mateus Nunes, Christopher Nkunku, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane in their midfield and front line. So, we are absolutely the underdogs today, without any question. Santos and Dombele, there's an option through the middle, there's an option down the line. Nuno Santos, Ivan Toney is good in the air. If you can find a cross to him, or a Stupinian. Okay. Orta will recover anyway. Thiago Santos, Orta's still there down the line. Thiago Santos takes it on himself, driving into the box, squares it across. Ivan Toney gives Wolves a 1-0 lead at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Up the Wolves. That was nicely put together. It's not the first goal like that this season that Tony scored either. He does hover. He loiters. He's a poacher. I love to see it. It's a good finish. All about the intelligence to know where to position himself in the box there. Up we go. You've got to win this. I mean, to be fair to him, he won it. It's just that he headed it straight back to them. So it's still not gone well there. Because Heung-min Son has just gone and been like, I'll score then, shall I? Ah, shite. He has gone and scored. We get a 1-1 draw against Tottenham. We'll absolutely take that. It's a very, very solid performance. Frustrating to concede from a mistake as well. Otherwise, we might well have been able to sneak that victory there. But currently sat solidly 12th and mid-table, which is exactly where you'd expect Wolves to be. And with Bournemouth and Queen's Park Rangers to come, we might be able to go from 6 unbeaten to 8 unbeaten and maybe slightly higher in the league. Eze was player of the day in the Premier League this week, and he's certainly doing the business for Leeds so far this season. Of the two, of Eze or Elise, I don't know why in my brain, I don't know whether you guys think of them the same, but I always think of them as similar sort of players. But Elise is cracking. Both the board and the fans want a win against Bournemouth. We are at home and they're 19th in the table and not having a great time of things at the minute. So we should do well here. I will actually step up from balance to positive for this next game. Nuno Tavares is still not fully fit, so we'll go with Johnny. Be a bit more solid. Tomic is going to get the nod up top ahead of Ivan. I mean, Tony just scored 2 goals, so can I really... I can't really take Tony out, can I? Well, he nearly scored 2 goals. One of them got disallowed, but Ivan Toney's been on it so far this season, so I guess I'll stick with him. Bournemouth aren't having a great time so far this year, so hopefully we can keep it going. We've only won a couple of late, but we are on a number unbeaten, so yeah, there you go, just proving that. 4 of our last 5 games have ended in a draw, so it might be time to start actually winning some. That pace on the wing could be destructive. It's a good cross, but it's picked off. Thiago Santos, though, can recover it. Tomic tries again. Alenya! There we go. 3 minutes into the second half, and we're in front. That's what we've been waiting for. At last, we make the breakthrough. I'm not comfortable with just the 1 goal at the minute. Tomic could square this for a teammate, or even just go for goal from there, which he has done. And Jovan Tomic makes it Tomic time for a second time. It's Wolves 2, Bournemouth 0. That will be the 3 points now. Come on, the Wolves! Not quite as clinical as I might have liked us to have been. With XG of 1.24, only a couple of goals isn't spectacular, and certainly the defenders played better than the forward players. Tony wasn't great, Nuno Santos wasn't superb, but Tomic with a goal and an assist certainly seems to be, at the moment, coming of age a little bit. Salisu had another solid game. We're 7 games unbeaten, and with Queen's Park Rangers next at home, who are bottom of the table, we might be able to make it back-to-back victories here. Both board and fans expecting a win against QPR, unsurprisingly. I think they were saying they've lost 9 straight games of the 10 they've played so far this season, Queen's Park Rangers. Let's have a look. Yeah, they got a point against the side that are second bottom on opening day, and so far have scored 3 goals in 10 games. So guess who's going to win by 2-0 against me in the next fixture? Yep, you guessed it. That's a nice ball. Try and utilise the pace of Tomic. Oh, he's buried it as well, Jovan Tomic! The Serbian Mbappe! He's done it again! Tony's in the middle. Going solo. Oh, picks out Fidalgo, who buries it. That's a lovely second goal. Really nice. We're cruising now. We don't really whip the ball into... Oh, sorry, stand the ball up to Ivan Toney too much, do we? Not that we need to, because you put it to his feet and he'll tuck it away anyway. Ivan Toney makes it 3-0 in the 33rd minute. All the 3s for 3 points as well. Let's go. Maybe that means QPR are only going to get 3 points all season. Who knows? Got offered or took it? Connor. Fidalgo's in behind again. Surely not. Oh, Jovan Tomic. Oh, Jovan Tomic. 5th goal of the season. He scored again. It might just be a breakout, and he might only play this well for a couple of months, but we will enjoy it whilst it lasts. He's kept the ball off the floor the whole time. Control on his knee, sets himself up as well with the right foot, and then volleys it with the left. That is goal of the season contender right there. Jovan Tomic is a star in the making. And at the moment, he's not even in the making. He is a star that he's made. Takes us into 8th place, this victory, although, as you can see from the league table, there are a handful of sides below us with games in hand. But we won't worry about that in a minute. It's points on the table. That's what it's all about. And we have the points on the table. That was a very, very pleasing result. Solid performance. And we are probably not going to remain unbeaten after the Man United away game. But we're delighted with how the season is going so far. Tomic has been superb. Turns out Fabio Silva picking up an injury was the best thing that could have happened to us, because it's brought about the immersion? Immersion might not be the right word. Brought about the flourishing of Jovan Tomic. Immersion might be the right word. Tomic's goal was unreal. I'm going to show you it again. Let me show you that goal again, because you might not have seen it in the actual course of the highlight. Let me show you Tomic's. Was it the second goal or the first one? I think it was the second one. It certainly wasn't the first one. This goal, emergence, not immersion. Thank you, Jordan. I knew it was there somewhere. He takes the touch on the knee. In fact, I might be in the way. Hang on. Let me move me out the way. Oh, am I in the way? No, I'm not in the way. Well done, Ches. So he takes this down. He takes this down on his knee, then does a kick up with the other foot, and then smashes it home. It's genuinely a world-class finish. So Johnny brings it forward, which is a good run from him, into Ivan Toney, out to Nuno Santos, whips it. Fidalgo's going to bring it down. On the knee. Actually, it might just be a double flick up. But from when he receives it, the ball, from when it leaves Nuno Santos's foot, the ball doesn't touch the floor. Because I think Braithwaite hooks it, and then touch, bang. That's not just goal of the day or goal of the month. That is goal of the season stuff right there from Jovan Tomic. And I don't think we could end on a higher point, to be honest. So that is where this YouTube video will come to a close. Thank you very much for watching. There's going to be plenty of Football Manager over the next few days as well, is the current plan. So fingers crossed you'll be joining me for it. Come across on Twitch and watch live as well. I'd love to have you over with me. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed though. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any more of this save or the My Player, of course, that comes to you daily as well at the moment. Right, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.